Hello everyone, today I want to talk about the 10 lies you tell yourself which prevent you from making the changes you need to transform your life. Hello everyone, we're going to talk about self-lies today and in particular 10 lies that you tell yourself that are preventing you from making the changes necessary to become the real, authentic you. The person with purpose, the person who gets out of bed in the morning and just wants to change the world. So as always, I'm going to begin with a quote, and that quote is, "Above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point where he cannot distinguish the truth within him or around him. And so he loses respect for himself and others. And having no respects, he ceases to love." That's from Dostoevsky and the amazing Russian author. And I'm just going to read that one more time. It's such an intense quote. Above all, so the most important thing, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lies gets to a point where he cannot distinguish the truth within him and around him. So your whole life becomes a lie. And loses respect for himself and others. And having no respect, he ceases to love. Respect and love go hand in hand. If you respect life, you love life. If you respect your partner, you love your partner. If you don't, you can't love. So respect is key, and you must respect yourself. So what are the lies that we need to cut through, just like this great Russian author told us, in order to reach our true lives? And I personally know that I've told myself lots of lies on why I can't do this video series, why it would be impossible for a person living in Adelaide, Australia to reach a global audience. I've told myself those lies for so long that I almost believe them, but luckily I broke through on my 12-month journey, and I'm here to talk to you about those things. The emails I get and the responses, and quite often in my coaching practice when I'm talking to people, the lies that they bring forth, and I'll call them out on these lies because they're better than that. I know their true essence, I know their divine spark, so I can see the ego just telling me lies, are all that's holding them back. They're ready to rock and roll, they're ready to go, but they're being held back because they believe the lies that they tell. So quite often it's easy for me to really analyse and diagnose some of the challenges for my clients, because it's just the fact they're not being honest with themselves. And I think in the background you can hear the truth train coming in right now. So the first lie that people tell themselves is it's too hard. Now this is quite often the one that stops you even getting started. It's too hard. You know, today's been too tough, I can't begin. You know, I have days where, it's been a very difficult day and I have videos to record. Oh, it's just too hard, I'll do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. No one's coming to save you tomorrow. There is only the moment. It's not too hard and you can do it. That's the truth. And you've done hard things before. Saying it's hard does not make it hard. So that's number one on the list. Number two, I don't have the skills, time, or money. Start where you are with what you've got right now. My main man Les Brown said that. Start with what you've got where you are right now. It doesn't matter if you don't have all these things, you must begin. I once heard a quote, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing poorly. And that really is just a quote to say, just get started, just begin. Number three, the time isn't right. Well, I've got news for you, Buster. The time is never right. It really is never right. You could always be doing something else. The time is now, and the time is what you choose. Number four, I feel too sorry for myself. Now, people quite often don't communicate this to me verbally, but they do it through body language. They're down, they're depressed. Snap out of it, drive your purpose. You must take one step forward to become the person you want to become. Number five, I've never done it before. Once again, I'm pretty certain that the human being, and I hope that the majority of my viewers are human beings, at some stage couldn't walk. And your parents didn't go, oh well, listen, you've given it a couple of goes, walking is hard for a baby, you don't have to walk. No, you just kept going and going, you could do it. Nothing is too hard. Ultimately, if that was the concept that we ran with, we wouldn't be clothing ourselves, driving a car. I remember the first time I drove a manual car, I remember my dad, my amazing dad teaching me how to drive a manual car, and he had a lot of patience, and I remember him saying, with the gears, listen to the revs and you'll start to understand when to change the gear. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I've got to listen, look, use my hand, use my feet. This is nuts. I remember the first lesson, I was like, I'm never driving a manual car. Thank God he persevered, because the reality is, it's not too hard, and the fact it's never been done before is just a concept. Everything's been done before. Number 6, There's always tomorrow. You're right, there's always tomorrow. And there's always the fact that you might get hit by a bus. So tomorrow is a concept of fantasy. I'd like to replace that with this is the only moment you have right now. Don't put off things to tomorrow. I can't remember who said it, but someone once said, never put off something you can do now until tomorrow because it will never get done. And I remember, I think it was Jerry Rice, the great 49ers receiver, who said, I do the things today, so tomorrow I can do the things you can't. And what you do always, you do sometimes. These are all free. I'm giving you a lot of jewels in this conversation, but the reality is that there's no tomorrow. Sorry, it doesn't exist. Show me where it is. You can't. Bring it to me. You can't. It doesn't exist. You just have right now. Number 7, I'll only do it one more time. Now, this is one of those situations where you have a bad habit. It might be drinking or a certain type of drug or addiction or a person who's bad in your life. I'll just see them one more time. There is no one more time. There is only right now. And when you say it's just one more time, that is at the core of addiction. Every addict says this is their last cigarette or their last coffee or their last romantic situation where somebody's bad for them. Ultimately, you have to make a choice right now. And the choice to stop right now is far more powerful than the choice I'll do it one more time. Never works. I hear it all the time in my coaching practice. No more times. It stops today. Number 8, I can't be bothered. Absolutely you can't be bothered. But if you can't be bothered, you might as well not be bothered breathing, because chasing your dreams, becoming the person you need to become is all that matters. And you should bother, because bothering is also called life, and life involves work and struggle and pain, but it's beautiful. If you ever watched a movie with no struggle or pain, I mean, I saw a Care Bears movie with my children recently, and there was struggle and pain in it. This is the Care Bears with the love hearts that shoot out of their chest and they fly in clouds. There's a lot of love in that video, but there's also struggle and pain. You've got to do it. You've got to be bothered. You've got to do it. If you're not going to do it for yourself, who are you going to do it for? Number 9, I need time off. You know what? You're going to need time off forever. Do what you can with what you've got right now. You might want to say, well, I'll have to quit my job to start doing it. No, don't quit your job if you can't afford it. Just do a little bit on the weekend. I started doing these videos when I had absolutely no time. Now I have more time, and the more success and the more opportunities and the more great viewers I have, obviously now I can take more time with my videos. But at the end of the day, you start where you can. Waiting for time off means you're indefinitely putting it off. So don't wait for time off. Now, number 10, I don't care anymore. Really? I hear this sometimes, especially when I'm pushing someone to become the best version of themselves. I don't care anymore. I don't think that you went from caring at a 10 to caring at a 0 overnight. I think you've decided that's a great out, and you're telling yourself you don't care. We all want to live our best life. It doesn't matter what we say, and I know it, because that's what's at our core, at our heart. We all want to live our best life. And quite often I meet people and I say, whatever happened with that music thing you were chasing? You were so good at, you were so good as a singer. And they'll say, oh, it's not a big thing for me anymore, I'm not into it. I think to myself, wow, could that be true? Could someone's number one passion in life not matter to them anymore? I doubt it. I think that's what they're telling themselves to alleviate the fact that they're not getting stuck in. These lies are insidious, and they'll take away your true essence. Have you ever told yourself any of these lies? There's 10 of them. It's too hard. I don't have the skills, time or money. The time isn't right. I feel sorry for myself. It's never been done before. There's always tomorrow. I'll only do it one more time. I can't be bothered. I need time off and I don't care anymore. I've heard a lot of these. That lies. You're better than them. Push through the lies and don't tell them to yourselves anymore. We're not going to lie during this 12-month life transformation. We've talked about that in other videos. We're not going to lie to others. We're going to lie to ourselves. We're going to become the best version of ourselves through truth. Make sure you've got me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Also that you're checking me out on YouTube so you don't miss any content. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for the next day of the Life Transformation Challenge. Goodbye.